Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mango etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for One Piece episode 702. Now, the majority of this episode is about Don Flamingo's flashback. We get to see like when his family decided to, well, not, I can't even say his family, it was his dad that was calling the shots, but we get to see the family leave the Holy Land and we just basically get to see their lives on wherever it was that they decided to live. So we see why the dad decided to leave the Holy Land, and he goes on to say that is how he feels it will be better to live as a human, as they say. He says he thinks it will be better to live as a human, so therefore he's revoking all of his rights as a celestial dragon, so he can go live a normal life in essence. So he does this now. The celestial dragons give him, like, they take him to the place where he's now living. He was compensated with some gold, I think it was, and like a mansion house. And it's there that he decides that he wants to live now. Now, Don Flamingo, throughout all this time, throughout the whole flashback, really, we just get to see him like he's baffled to why they have to now come and live in like the commoners area of the world. He's just basically having a hard time adjusting to this life, and his main issue is why are the commoners not respecting him, because he's used to that. He's used to having slaves, and just if people crossed, not having people cross his path. He's used to all it. He's used to the high life. He's used to the good life. So once that changed for him, he was completely baffled. He didn't know what to do with himself, really, and it was just a shock to him. So throughout, what else we get to see through the flashback, Don Flamingo's flashback, we get to see what happens when, like, his dad tries to mingle with some communists for the first time. We get to see how, because the dad says he wants to be friends with them, what the commoners were like. Nah, you're a celestial dragon, you're here now, so now we're going to take out our revenge on you, because we know that the commoners. So I shouldn't really be calling them commoners. Like, I feel like I'd be on the same level if I was them as well. Now I'd be a pirate still. But yeah, the commoners, that we find out that the commoners have had beef, so to say, with the celestial dragons before. They have their problems with the celestial dragons. We find out like some of the children are killed, wives were killed. They just basically all have their problems with, not all of them, but most of them have had problems with celestial dragons in the past. So they therefore said, you know what, we're gonna take it out on you. Like, you're here, we can get to you, we can reach you. You're not even considered a celestial dragon no more. So we're gonna take all our pain out on you. And that's what they decide to do. They start off by burning down their house, and then they're just chasing them down, really, because they try to escape. They go into hiding, and they're just chasing them down, basically. And it's so deep as well, because of all of this, Don Flamingo's mom gets sick, and then she later on dies. And we also get to find out how that the dad, like, once he did realize that no one was going to accept them, he did try to get his family out of this problem. Like, he called back the celestial dragon and is like, please, even if you're just accepting my kids and my wife back, please do that, because like, things are really bad down here. It's not going as I thought it would. Can you please come and save us? And the celestial dragons were like, no. You disowned us, so we disown you. We're done. We're through. You ain't part of our crew. You ain't Celestial Dragon no more. Bye. Kacha. Yeah, that happens. So they weren't getting no help. And again, it was just deep. We get to see. So the mom dies, and then we just get to see how. We get to see the birth of Don Flamingo's anger for his dad, because at some point we get to see like Don Flamingo just realizes like he's like, yo, it is you that has caused all this pain and suffering. You're the reason why my mum is died. This is all your fault. So we get to see the birth of Don Flamingo's anger for his dad. And yeah, like throughout the flashback as well, with the end of the flashback and also the beginning of the flashback, we get to see how at some point Don Flamingo, his brother Corazon, and his dad, they are actually like on some like Jesus crucifixion, where they're just all three of them are like tied up and like they're all crying, and then Don Flamingo's just there, and it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just really deep. I think this flashback was really good because we got extra scenes added, we got things extended, and like last episode, these extras and extensions helped to deliver the impact that this scene needed to have. It was much better in the anime than it was in the manga. And just like, because this took up the majority of the first half of the episode, just when I'm thinking, yo, we might go into a 4-star episode, just when I think things were finally getting awesome, because the meme was great, it goes down. We go back to like, not present time, but I guess present flashback time, if you will, and we get to see how Corazon covered for Law. Corazon didn't tell Don Flamingo about the whole stabbing situation. We find out that Law paid off Buffalo, paid off Buffalo with ice cream. And yeah, this is the time where Law officially joins the Don Quixote family. And then yeah, that's the most important part of that bit. We also find out that how Law wasn't going to join because he was going to die within 3 years. But Don Flamingo tells him, I'm part of the black market. I'm sure there's a devil fruit power out there that can save you. So Law's like, alright, cool, I join the crew. And then after that, we just get some scenes here and there, not really important. We just see how what they basically did for 2 years while they were searching for this devil fruit. And then we go forward into Law supposedly has 1 year left, and he's just talking to Buffalo and Baby Five, and he's like, yo, I might not even survive this year. And they just go on to asking him like, what's your full name? You know our real names, what's your real name? And Law's basically like, I don't have a real name, but my full name is Trafalgar Water D Law, or some other. Basically, Law is a D, and that was a big reveal. I didn't think it was going to get revealed in this episode, and Corazon overhears that, and that's when Corazon drags Law over to a separate area, and we find out that he can actually talk. And he's like, is what you just said just true? Are you a D? And he's like, if you're a D, you need to get away from Don Flamingo now. And that's how the episode ends. So like I said already, guys, I was really feeling Don Flamingo's flashback, and then when that finished, we went back to the other stuff. It was just like the episode went down for me, and obviously the reveal that was good as well. But the reveal of find that Law was a D, that was good as well. But I do think that maybe we should have spent the whole of this episode on Don Flamingo's flashback. I'm definitely sure they could have extended that just to last throughout the whole episode, and that would have made the episode a 4-star. I would have given it a 4-star rating if that was the case, but it wasn't the case. We deviated, and it really did make the episode seem like 2 separate bits and not just like one full thing. So for that reason, I'm only going to give this episode a 3.5-star rating. But like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.